Welcome, welcome, welcome to the TSDitto reaction channel. Thank you for joining me. Today is really going to be a good one, so stick with me to the end and remember to hit that like, subscribe, and notifications button. Leave me a comment and I will definitely reply. Let's get into the video.
The earth. Now, this is what people used to go off of back in the day. And they used to say at the four corners there were angels that stood at the corners. The Nephilim, you feel me? But besides that though, right? Look at the shape of the bowl. Something else I want to point out. Doesn't it look like yolk in the egg? Now remember this picture from the video I did the other day? And I was trying to show y'all? Bro, this is a cosmic egg. Now tell me that the AI picture don't resemble the same thing. Do y'all see like the bowl shape with the yolk in the middle? Oh, they was telling us to look at the outskirts. I was telling y'all, look how it like loops around. It's like an interdimensional, outer dimensional thing. The cosmic egg. Another thing that we didn't peep is the North Star, bro. The highest point. Do y'all see that? And it also looked like it's waters above. And then remember in the DreamWorks, John, the young boy that had the fishing rod, he basically was like fishing off the firmament, bro. How did the ancients know about how the earth was designed and stuff like that? They had to learn from somewhere, right? Now again, this is what AI showed us, y'all. Y'all seen that? Did y'all see that? Just to show y'all one more time. Now y'all know I be cooking up with these bangers and they done put me back on the algorithm. It's up. Make sure y'all tune on y'all know these, man. Oh my God!
This is the president's agenda. These are his executive orders that he's put out there about anti-discrimination, anti-DEI, enforcing our laws equally. And that's the job. This catalyzed hundreds of lawyers to quit the Civil Rights Division.
Wait, they quit because you informed them of the law?
Yes.
So they thought that this part of the Department of Justice was just immune to democracy?
It has been.
Elections just had no bearing on this?
It has been.
So that's the definition of the deep state, what you just described.
It really
Elections
is.
have no effect. That's the problem, right?
Well, that's what I found. In response to my memos, of course, they began leaking to the press. They began having unhappy hours, which they would invite supervisors, political supervisors to make their point that they were unhappy. We got the point. They had crying sessions, struggle sessions, crying sessions in the DOJ.
They cried?
Oh, there was open crying in the halls. Crying, yes. And then one of my colleagues described to me, it was the last day a couple of weeks ago for some of them, they lined up in a phalanx, approached the elevator together, and then they left the building together, to show their solidarity for one another as if they were persecuted.
How old are these, high school students or adults?
No, these are 30, 40, and 50-year-old career attorneys in the Department of Justice. So, yeah.
That's pathetic.
According to the Akashic Records, what is the spiritual truths about autistic people and the souls that inhabit those bodies?
The spiritual truth of autistic people is deeply sacred. From the Akashic perspective, many souls who incarnate with autism are not broken or impaired. They are often advanced, multi-dimensional beings who have chosen a very specific and powerful path of embodiment. Autistic souls often come from higher density realms. Many autistic individuals are souls from 6th and 7th density planes where communication is telepathic, energetic, or harmonic, not verbal or linear. Star systems such as Sirius, Arcturus, or the Andromedan realms, where frequencies, geometry, and vibration are the primary modes of expression. When they incarnate into the dense, chaotic energy of Earth's 3rd and 4th density, the overwhelm of sensory and emotional input can feel intense, thus their nervous systems respond differently. The so-called disconnection or withdrawal many autistic people exhibit is often a self-protective shield. They're not avoiding life. They are buffering themselves from a world that often feels energetically abrasive or misaligned. Their behaviors are not dysfunctions. They are adaptive expressions of a more sensitive, finely tuned system. 3. They are frequency holders and grid stabilizers. Many autistic individuals are here to anchor very high frequency codes into the Earth matrix. Even if they never speak a word, their presence shifts the vibrational field of families, communities, and collective consciousness. They often transmute energies silently, bring healing and karmic resolution to ancestral lines, challenge society's obsession with conformity and egoic identity. Their intelligence is non-linear. Much of their awareness comes through geometric, musical, mathematical, or energetic forms. They may communicate or think in ways we don't yet have language for. Their role is to remind us that intelligence is not always verbal and that connection does not always look normal. Many are here to teach unconditional presence. Because they often do not engage in typical social niceties or ego games, they force those around them to drop pretense and meet them in raw, present moment awareness. That is a profound teaching.
Is it true that autistic people communicate telepathically, specifically nonverbal autistic people?
According to the Akashic Records, there is indeed a strong telepathic or nonverbal energetic communication aspect among many individuals with autism, especially nonverbal autistic individuals. Nonverbal autistic individuals often have a heightened sensitivity to the energetic and emotional fields around them. This sensitivity allows them to pick up on thoughts, feelings, and intentions in a way that goes beyond spoken language. They may not communicate traditionally, but they can convey and receive information through vibrations, emotions, and mental images. Many caregivers and family members of nonverbal autistic individuals report a deep, almost telepathic bond where they can understand each other without words. This connection can manifest as an intuitive knowing of what the other person needs or feels without the need for verbal communication. Communication beyond words, these individuals often communicate through telepathic impressions, energetic resonance, and non-verbal cues. They might also use art, music, or other forms of expression that transcend traditional language, tapping into a more universal mode of communication. Souls with autism may be more attuned to higher dimensional frequencies where communication is instantaneous and not limited by spoken words. They bring this higher form of communication into their earthly experience, even if it is not always understood by those around them. Many of these souls choose to incarnate with these abilities to teach humanity about the power of non-verbal, heart-centered, and telepathic communication. They invite us to expand our understanding of connection and empathy beyond words. Non-verbal does not mean communicative. These souls remind us that true communication transcends language and resides in the realm of the heart and spirit. They are here to teach us new ways of connecting and understanding each other, helping us move toward a more intuitive and empathic way of being.
Here are the top.
I wanted to jump into, speaking of autism, I have some personal experience with people who are on the spectrum, and I truly believe from my own understanding of how people communicate, that autism is a unique situation. Everybody has their own path and their own journey. Everybody communicates in the way that is most comfortable for them. We should adapt and appreciate everyone's form of communication, and we should uplift each and every person on how they express themselves. I do believe that our educational system needs to focus more on people who are on the spectrum versus putting them in a category of someone with learning disabilities. They do not have disabilities. They have unique abilities, and that needs to be catered to. I appreciate the artistic abilities of a person who is on the spectrum. I appreciate their mathematic capabilities, their skills with knowing computer programming and things like that. I believe that people on the spectrum should be given a platform or an educational system that they can adapt to. And that is something that I think that should be worked on, should be considered, versus dismantling the education system, whatever that really means. Focus in on those type of, I guess, magnet programs or charter school programs that gear towards each child's abilities versus taking away and just testing everyone as if they're all the same. Each of us are unique. Each of us learn differently. It took me 7 colleges to figure out where I actually belonged. I did not belong in an auditorium classroom with 300 people. I belonged in small groups. And even where I work, when I worked for the system, I work best in small groups. Everybody learns differently. We should appreciate and uplift everyone. All right, let's get back to the video.
Worst companies you should never work for. Number 10, Sedgwick Claims Management Services. Employees report long hours, poor management, and unrealistic expectations, leading to high stress, high turnover, and little career growth. Number 9, Dollar General. Frequently criticized for low pay, understaffing, and unmanageable workloads, especially for store-level employees working without backup or breaks. Number 8, Walmart. Accused of offering low wages, minimal benefits, and using scheduling practices that keep workers part-time to avoid providing health coverage or advancement. Number 7, Tesla. Known for its fast pace, employees report intense pressure, long hours, and a lack of work-life balance, particularly in manufacturing and factory roles. Number 6, Amazon. Warehouses have been called out for unsafe conditions, high injury rates, and a culture of strict surveillance and performance tracking, leaving workers physically and mentally exhausted. We made diabetes almost 70 years ago, and we have not stopped paying for it. In the 1950s, folks flew with African honeybees to Brazil because they figured they could breed them with European honeybees in the hopes of making a hybrid better bee, one that was more productive than Euro bees and less on-site than Afro bees. As Afro bees are black Air Force tier of trouble. Brazilian beekeepers used excluder screens to keep the African queens from getting out. Problem is, they did not tell the new guys. Someone saw the screens screening and was like, oh, we can't have that, and removed the screen, sending 26 African queens and swarms of Euro bees into Brazil, which quickly led to Africanized honeybees, or more known as killer bees. You see, generational trauma that made these African bees that much more trigger happy. Normally, a European queen bee will usually send out 20 to 30 attack bees at once. African honey queens unload half the whole clip, sending thousands, sometimes 30,000 attack bees at once. Not only that, they chase people further than Euro bees and sting 10 times as much, with cases of people being tailgated by an angry swarm for a quarter of a mile. There's even stories of swarms waiting directly above above a body of water so that the moment the water comes over air, all he gets is smoke. Over 1,000 people have been turned past tense by an Air Force of spite flies. And after being released in Brazil in 2007, hit America in the 90s like Will Smith, and left their mark like the Fresh Prince left on Chris. To add insult, they also somehow nerfed the honey industry, so nature really slapped us for cutting corners. And
pause right there. First off, the bee is beautiful. I mean, the magnification or zoom in of how that is beautiful. I personally, in my mind, I don't believe I've ever been stung by a bee. I don't want to kill bees. Oh my gosh. Stop messing with nature and trying to crossbreed stuff to make whatever it is that you think we need. God made these bumblebees, honeybees, blue, black jackets, whatever they're called, yellow jackets. God made them for a reason. Scientific type people need to mind the business. Go play with your own stuff, create something, quit manipulating stuff and creating monsters. Y'all go live with the monsters and leave us alone. I do not want to get stung by a bee, especially a killer bee. That's some dumb stuff. All right, back to the video.
today, Africanized honeybees are like a rash infecting the U.S. Southwest. Moral of the story, be better or be turned into letters, and in particular, the more you know.
Justin Bieber. We saw a video eating pizza the day of the Diddy trial. You trying to tell us something?
It turns out Joe Biden has metastatic bone cancer. I saw that. And of course, every urologist in the world immediately knows this is a lie. He's known for years because the PSA test shows, and this is a very slow-growing cancer. Now it sounds like it's terminal. And so for 10 years, his doctors have known that he has this, and they've lied to us about it, and everyone's mad at Joe Biden. But the other way to look at it is, who kept that secret from the rest of us, and who's actually running the government?
I think that's a big question, right? But, I mean, do you know Lindy Lee? No, you heard of Lindy Lee? No? She was on the staff, and she came on the show to talk about who was running the country. She said it was all the staffers. It was all the millennial staffers that were pretty much running the country, and nobody was talking to each other. Everybody had their own agendas, and yeah, I mean, pretty much like all the stuff that we already knew, but she just came on to confirm it and then switch sides.
I mean, that's like the opposite of democracy, right?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And Billy Joel is canceling all of his upcoming concerts after being diagnosed with a brain disorder known as normal pressure hydrocephalus, or NPH, that involves a buildup of spinal fluid in the brain. The statement posted to his social media accounts says the singer's condition has been exacerbated by recent concert performances leading to problems with hearing, vision, and balance. The 76-year-old had concert dates scheduled through July of next year in North America and England. Those who had tickets will get an automatic refund. Joel says he's sincerely sorry to disappoint his fans.
I have personal experience with someone who suffered from hydrocephalus. My sister, whom I'm named after, she was born with the spinal fluid on her brain, and it's a very, very, very sad situation. Lots of prayers go to Billy Joel, who is a master of music and a staple from the 80s. So I hope that he feels better, and I'll pray for him. Yeah, that's something.
Why do you think the black community still...
We have a slave and poverty mentality. We're so focused on trying to look like we got it. We ain't got shit. Okay, we don't own our own properties. Niggas out here driving Wagoneers and renting out places. You know what I mean? Like, we too busy making everybody else rich rather than trying to, make ourselves rich. So until we actually come together as people and support each other, that's the only way we're going to be able to make it. Broke niggas trying to press broke niggas.
Oh! Ariana Grande might have accidentally revealed the secrets about celebrities dyeing their hair blonde. Oh, is it close to help? Close. Okay. Close. Yeah. Yo, usually when people start blowing up, they dye their hair blonde. Yeah. Ariana Grande, she was actually on the red carpet and she kind of made a joke. I don't remember.
It was. They did the Brighter Days memory eraser treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. It's foggy.
What she's referencing is her music video. People are speculating in this video. She's trying to reveal the truth about dyeing hair blonde. Now, that's a callback to Jim Carrey movie. I forgot what it's called. But in the beginning of the video, she has brown hair. Yeah. Theory is the blonde hair isn't them dyeing their hair blonde. It's a result of going through the procedure. When you dunk your head into the liquid, they go through the memory erasure, or they go through the brainwashing. It changes the color of your hair. What? That's very...
During a post-mortem examination, the people seem to think that your organs are put back where nature intended. They're not. No. They're all put in a chemical bag, back inside your torso, and your chest cavity, and your stomach, abdomen, and you suture back up, so your brain's not in your head. Didn't know?
What?
Brain's in your belly,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Really freaks me out.
Yeah. So does that mean my head would be concaved in a bit, or is there something else? Your skull, put back of your brain straight back in. Oh. Suture up and you're all good.
Just thrown in like a goodie bag.
It's a bag. Yeah.
Wow.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm still stumped on. They're telling us that our heart is in the center of our chest now when it's always been on the left side. I don't know what that's about. There's so many unanswered questions, and as each day goes by, I wonder. I have so many questions. First off, mommy, I love you. What did you do with my real mommy? You remember stuff that never happened, and tell me that I don't remember when I know what happened or what didn't happen, because I take pictures of everything, and I basically journal my entire life since as long as I can remember. I literally take a picture every day so that I'll know what happened on that day. I don't know. Things are changing. Things don't make sense. It's so confusing. The Berenstain Bears thing, I don't know what that is. But I did figure out the Skippy and the Jiffy thing. Yes, I always thought that Jif was Jiffy, but then I saw a movie yesterday and it had Skippy. It made me look back to see if there was a Jiffy, and then there was an AI result that said that it was a confusion between Skippy and Jif, which doesn't make sense. Jif doesn't sound like a word anyway. That's why we confused it, because we thought of Skippy and put Ippy on the Jif to make it Jiffy. I know it didn't make sense what I just said, but it makes sense in my head, and that's all that matters to me. Let's get back to the video.
Because once you start cutting and taking things out, it's not going to go back.
I don't cut nothing out, I'm going to put it back.
And things are starting to purge out. Yeah, it's best to keep it all contained.
Your breath is the only thing that connects your conscious and your subconscious mind. So you're subconsciously breathing all day long. You're operating from back here where your amygdala and your limbic system are. They tell stories all day long.
How does she know?
And you consciously take a breath. You light up this frontal lobe. Your frontal lobe is where you make conscious cognitive choices. It's where you control your thoughts. When you light up this, you're making better decisions. You're telling your story. You're accepting the instincts you want and you're rejecting the others. You want to elevate that a step more? Meditate. First time somebody told me I need to meditate, I was like, yeah, I'm a scientist. That's woo-woo. I'll do the woo.
I do the move. Here's why. I got real scientific about it, and I dug into it, and I was like, holy shnikes, every single paper I read has really fascinating research with meditation, and it turns out one paper in particular changed my mind. A good friend of mine, she's a neuroscientist at Harvard, she knows something, I guess. But she did a research where she took non-meditators, scanned all of their brains, put them through a 20-minute-a-day, 8-week-long meditation program, rescanned all of their brains, and in 20 minutes, she changed the shape and function of every single person's brain. She
How'd you know?
and she literally grew brain matter. She grew brain cells in the frontal lobe.
How do you know?
And I was like, I don't know about you, I need all the brain cells up here I can get.
I'm a water connoisseur, right? And I heard that you drink Evian.
Yeah, I'm a bit weird with water. I can taste water. Can you taste Scottish water?
Oh,
Like, that's fine and strength. Like,
oh my gosh.
like,
It tastes
Right.
fine.
It's not what tastes like batteries.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but what's wrong with you understand? Oh, you understand?
Crystal water tastes good,
I
but
don't
it's
know why
bad for you.
Evian's sponsored Joe and Mike. But Evian's the only water I drink. Wherever I am in the world, I'm sorry to be Evian. Obviously, if I'm dying on a desert island, I drink this. But
You do that.
I was up a mountain not long ago in Scotland with Emma Willis and Crusoe, and there's like a stream, and it's like a freshwater stream, it's like you can drink from it, and I was like, I'll drink from it. Anyway, so I tried it, and I was like, oh my god, proper Scottish water. It tastes like almost metallic. Like, I don't know what it is, but it tastes like it. And the girls just think I'm lying. They're like, you can't taste water. I'm like, if you put 3 glasses of water in front of me, one of them's Highland Spring, one of them's Evian, one of them's like, Bold
It is disgusting.
I will sit there and go, Bold Highland Spring, Evian. I can taste water, it's just my thing. I don't ask for anything, but Evian, that's it.
Great people drink Evian, just say
Yeah,
guys.
legit.
I heard Evian was bad for you.
Evian.
Modern day cannibalism still exists, y'all. This shit is sick and twisted, y'all. And it's coming straight from Harvard Medical School. The morgue. This manager of the morgue at Harvard Medical School was selling body parts, y'all. So they got a place where bodies get donated for science and to help future doctors learn how to save lives. But instead of doing that, these motherfuckers out there cutting, dissecting the body, different parts, and selling them just like it's on Craigslist. Not just him. Look at her too. She trying to cover her face like, nah, you sick. This is twisted. Y'all, imagine you donated a body there, thinking they finna do research on it, and what they say help doctors be able to figure out how to save lives and do all this other stuff. And next thing you know, their body parts is being cut out, and then shipped across America to different people who bought the body parts. Because that's what they was doing. They said they were shipping these body parts across state lines, y'all. They said they even had people come to the joint and pick out what body part they wanted. Pulled up to the Harvard Medical School, the morgue, and picked what body they wanted. Cash in hand. You really can't make this up right now. I know it's people that's just fucked up in the head because they sent probably their loved ones over there to get research done on them, and now they don't even know if one of their loved ones is the ones who body parts were sold. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this down below in the comments. This shit is sad and wicked.
Okay, guys, that's the end of another video. I am so grateful that you joined me today. Please hit that like, subscribe, and notifications button. Please come back and join me for the next video. Leave a comment. I'll definitely reply. And have a great day. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.